Well, hello and welcome back to the Crowswood Model Railway YouTube channel. As you can probably tell, I'm not at Crowswood itself or even at my N-gauge Japanese layout, CWmR. Instead, I'm downstairs because I've had that bug, that itch to have another layout to build and to have going along at the same time. And so I've had boards on a table, sort of table legs put in to my living room downstairs that allows me to then just slowly. Now it's been a little bit slow, but we are getting there. Build up a layout as a bit of a winter project over sort of November, December, January, February, probably hitting March, April as well. And so the layout itself, in terms of its length, is 1.8 meters and its width is 1 meter. So it's not massive, but it's not small either. It's more compact than my other layouts. It's made using two 2 foot by 6 foot boards, one cut down, and then buttons and legs, and to give it its shape and form. The house downstairs as well as upstairs, being old, does result in some freewheeling stock rolling what is essentially uphill, because the house has been built overcompensating for the hill, but I'm used to that from the other layouts. It's just a quirk of an old house. Right then, so before I just ramble on, I will try and get to the point on what exactly I'm doing with this layout and what the ideas and intentions behind it are. Right, so the reasons why I wanted to build the layout was I wanted something downstairs. If my health conditions get a little bit bad and I can't get upstairs to play trains, I can still play trains downstairs where it's safer for me to be. And I wanted something with a more of a light railway type feel, but also a bit of an industry and industrial. And so what I've got is the new Metcalfe industrial buildings, which I've been waiting for a while. They were the ultimate excuse to actually start building it. And so that is their new factory, although slightly different than it is out of the box. It was not massively different. I've put the loading platform it comes with around the other side to this side and had a much longer loading bay put in, and I've fitted one of the leftover clocks from when I built the church for Crowswood years ago, and the ramshackle buildings, these ones, they come with a quite nice small sort of boiler room type thing, and so I've attached that to the end. And I'll move the camera around in a minute so that you can kind of see a bit more of what I've got, my ideas in that area. I've gotten so far 4 Dapol unpainted wagons, and so I've been painting them. So the lettering on them isn't very good because it's all done by hand with a cocktail stick. But the colours themselves are very nice. It's Tamiya IJN green, JN green, and Hull red with Humbrol rust, and Tamiya flat white for the lettering. Except for the CWmR, which is Crozet Model Railway. Just how I initially wrote it, but it could also be Crozet Meat Refinery. That's in, I believe, IJN grey, not green. That was the first one I did as a sort of an experiment. And then moving over here, here are there's a brewery kit, or two brewery kits. Just going to move the camera so hopefully it's not obvious. There we go. Can't get them all in shot. They are so tall, nearly a foot tall. Oh, I hope if I zoomed out. There we go. And so they've got some bottles and some kegs outside them, and they'll be being loaded as well. One has a platform I've built, because the ones they come with are not very big, and they're also, they don't quite work except for where there's the cutout on the front under the canopy for the platform. So I've built one out of a platform kit, and I've used a road bridge, a footbridge rather, kit to make a set of steps that goes up to the other one. And then there's a bit of a Metcalf footbridge kit again, the same kit, which has been turned into a connector between the two. So I know there's an industrial blue colour matchy one coming out, but I didn't quite like the windows on it, and I wanted something a bit more open. And so I'll try and get into that in a bit. Try and show it. Oop. Might have a look to be able to see as a sneak peek at what my motive power is. I'll be doing a video later on the motive power itself and going into it. And because I've been busy lately and my brain's scrambled, I don't know if I've mentioned, probably haven't, this layout is named Strixland. Strixland is, it's quite simple. Strix is the genus used for various woodland owls, such as the tawny owl. And there are a couple owls, those little things sticking up top of the good shed over there. Ooh, camera wants to stay. There we go. Those are owls. They're made by Langley Models. They come pre-painted, and they're really good to put in a tree on top of a building because they're already sort of perched. And I've chosen the red signage because it matches the good shed. So I wanted the bigger good shed, which is stone, which is why I wanted it, because then it goes a little bit better with these breweries, these ramshackle type buildings, and the factory itself. So it all sort of goes a bit more together. And down there is a stone. It's the stone single track engine shed. And this is the loco area. This is a very basic, simple 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is an engine in there, which I will be doing a video on all the primary motive power, because it's technically all the same class, technically. And in terms of the era and the plan from there on, that's what I'm going to be talking about next, is the sort of the era for this, the more of the ideas and what there is that I still have to get and have to do. So right off the bat, as you can tell, there is very little scenery. I wanted to wait until I had all the main buildings, so that It's a good shed, double brewery, that's a difficult word to say. These two ramshackle workshops, and the factory and the engine shed, and this small platform, which has come away a little bit. It is quite a small platform. It's got the main building at road level. All the freight goes past on that curve absolutely fine without colliding. I have not tried the long Southern X LSWR coach, but all the other stuff, all the coaches, all the freight, all the brake vans, it all goes past without an engine, as do without an issue, as do the engines. Oh, okay, so it's been a bit of a long day. This layout is going to be mostly flat. It's just a simple thing for me to enjoy, just playing, running trains on. I'm probably going to ballast it properly this time, even though I don't like ballasting very much. I just think it might be nice to do it again. And then sort of add bits of grass, add trees in that back corner over there, because this whole layout is going to have to get picked up and moved a bit. And over in that back corner, it's just going to be a road of a couple of buses and maybe the fire engine behind the signal on. And so that's kind of a little bit of what I'm looking at doing, as well as getting some more of these houses, so there's a bit more of a history to the area. Because I'd like to imagine that there were these houses here in the countryside, and they started making a brewery maybe around 1700s, and then in those barns, which fed local farms and hamlets and villages, which then got bigger, and Industrial Revolution kicked off. They needed a bit more to bring it up, to bring the production up, and then we ended up eventually with this twin brewery set and this factory, which I haven't got any signs for this, but this factory, I like it to be a meadery or winery type building, and then these breweries being for various ciders, probably pear cider, because pear cider is, I think, nicer than apple cider. But I'll have to wait and see whatever is I can fit on it. All the wagons I have for various breweries at the moment, they are all, as far as I can tell, for various beers and ales. These I got for about £3-4 each at the Stafford Model Railway Show, and the southern area could be in Folkestone, Hastings. This one, Bass, which is, that says Worthington on it, and that'd be empty kegs. That's my fault for not changing the points for the grain silo wagon. But then the Harvey's Brewery one, that's one of the Bluebell ones. And it looks really good when you take the coal load out of it and you put in some kegs. There you go, I just put that back on. I do have some two fruit vans, a Southern Rail 10-ton van and a 5-plank coal wagon. They at least look okay. The lettering could be better, but there is no crow's wood, as it were, lettering, because it's a completely fictional railway, an area. Then moving on to the era of this. What era is it? Yes. It's first and foremost for me to play trains on. Rule 1 heavily applies, but in preservation era, but not in preservation era. The cars are cars I like. So you can probably just see about the top of the green Vauxhall Vectra. So that's a car I remember from my childhood. There's White Sierra, Capri, Anglia, E-Type. There's a Jaguar XE. Morris Minors, because I love my Morris Minors. A Mini, Ford Popular. There's Jaguar and a Rover down there. And moving around here, there's Ford Transit, Ford Iveco cargo van. It might be hard to see, so I'm just going to elevate. 2001 Volkswagen van. And then obligatory South Down vehicle. So it does have a southern theme in with the engines being known for working in the southern region. Southern coal wagons, LSWR stock, LBSC stock, although I do have Great Western brake vans. There's a 6-wheeler, 24 ton, got at Stafford Rail Show again, and then there's a Basingstoke and a Barla 4-wheeler, 16 ton. So I like how they're lighter loading, so they're great for a light railway. And then over there, over there's 2 LSWR vans. So there's more LSWR. There's an engineer's van that was about £15 at Stafford Show, and then there's an LSWR brake van which I used to run at Crowswood, but I like the idea of having it down here with the LSWR stock that's down here. So this is very thin type MDF and a brick wall because I didn't like how close. I don't like how, but yeah, maximising my space. This is to the end of the board. Everything clears it, not a problem. And when I get down low, I could take a picture of the wall. It kind of looks like I'm taking a picture of a brick wall to have a look at the line. When I have the video put together for the rolling, the main motive power, I'll try and get some good shots going down. And having moved along a little bit, you can see there's a HO Skoda Fabia Mark 1. The internal reference code was 6Y for these. So like the code for Skoda, the Mark 1 is a 6Y, Mark 2 is a 5J. Absolutely useless information. But I love the Fabias. I've had that well over a decade now, and so not quite the right scale, but as long as it's by itself, parked up, it doesn't look too out of place because it's about the same size as the Mini. Moving up, hopefully you can see this is the platform which comes with the factory, and then there's another Moggy pickup truck there, where the old brew house signing is on this little ramshackle workshop because I don't want the brewery to be sort of the old brew house or Fenton. I want it to be my own thing. So what I might do is I might design my own sort of logos for it and find a way to print them off. There's a shop up in town centre, I can do that. And there's the back end of the brewery. If you got on this far in the video, do let me know if the cotton wool stretched out in all the chimneys looks good or not. Something I'm playing around with. But back on topic, there's the footbridge which I've cut down and stuck between the two breweries, so it, there's a connection between the two. And then there's the platform that I've built, and it's masked by this chimney, but there is a set of steps. I think this new phone zooms in a lot more. Whoa. Yes, still getting used to the new phone. I can apparently have 10 times zoom, which is more than I could have before. That will take some getting used to. Currently, where the coaches and brake vans, etc., I'd like to have some more sort of buildings there of some sort of, maybe an office, maybe a break room for staff. I'm not sure yet, but there's something there. Not too big, not something that doesn't dominate the landscape quite the way the breweries do. Something else I need to get is a JCB digger. Not too fussed which sort of one, as long as it's not an early, not like a Mark 1. That I can then use to coal up the engines, because I've seen them being used in Preservation Era 2, coal up engines, and the lack of coaling chutes and sort of bays where an engine parks in an engine chute, and then the coal then drops from above. Instead it's scooped up and just dropped into the coal bunker. So that's something I'm looking at doing. I need to have a dirt level crossing, well not level, but a dirt crossing along that back section, and then a dirt crossing probably near where that coaster is. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview, the plans of what I've got to do. Apologise if you can hear a whirring next to the boiler and it's just coming on. One of the perks of being downstairs is there's more noise from within the house and outside. So in the meantime, thank you for watching. This will probably dominate the channel for a bit, because it's something for me to do in the winter. However, I still will have Crowswood videos when I can get, when I feel like there's something which is important and relevant for me to film the Crowswood. And then when I figured out what I'm doing in that space near the engine bay, or the locomotive house on CWmR, I'll do some more videos on that. And if I get any more engines for either of them, then I will of course have a look at them. If there's any rolling stock which I think is interesting or needs to be spoken about, or if I just want to ramble into the void. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this will be of interest to some people, because I think it's going to be quite interesting. And I will see you in the next one.